Are you even qualified to homeschool? So today's video is to offer you a little encouragement if you're considering homeschooling. Are you thinking about homeschooling, or maybe this is your first time even think about homeschooling, or maybe you are asking yourself if you want to continue homeschooling? These are all questions that I've had to ask myself entering into this next year of school. I just want to jump on here today and provide some encouragement to you as a parent who is thinking about homeschooling for the first time, or if you've been homeschooling and you're trying to decide if you should continue to homeschool or not. You know, I just remember my first day of homeschooling and how I felt so defeated after the first day. I wanted to quit and give up because I had this idea in my mind. I had like this expectation of what I wanted to see. Keep in mind that I went to a public school and had not learned as much and did not know as much as I do now after really learning and researching and walking in the homeschool path that God laid before me. And so I wanted to quit and give up, and I felt like my kids felt that from me the first day of school. I want to say within the first hour last year. And after completing our first day of homeschool today, I just got to thinking about that, and I thought, you know, there's probably someone out there that's in my shoes, or that are in the same shoes that I was in last year. And they're probably questioning if they're even qualified to homeschool and if they want to continue to homeschool. And so I'm happy to say that our first day back this year was an epic success. It went really, really well. And I didn't do any extra additional planning outside of what I would usually do, but I did enter into it very calm and relaxed and at peace this year. With managing just stress and just being comfortable with the choice and the decision that my family and I made, and that it was best for our family, and that, you know, every family is going to do what's best for theirs. And you as an individual family I encourage you to embrace your uniqueness for who you are, and whatever educational choice or path that you choose. But if you are looking at homeschooling and asking yourself, am I qualified to do this or not? I had that question, as I mentioned, and I have a master's degree, and I still question my ability to do so. And I was reminded that God has given us as parents everything that our kids need, and that we would have that in us, even if it's the know-how in educating them, in meeting their academic needs, and any need that they may ever have throughout their growth through childhood into adulthood, that we are equipped as their parents for everything that they need. We are uniquely created that way, and I just want to say that you as a parent are uniquely created just for your children, to give them everything that they need, whether it's nurturing, education, whatever that may be. And so know that as you venture into homeschooling, that you can lean on that you can trust in knowing that there's nothing like the safety, security, and relationship that a child receives from a parent. I also want to share that be open to the idea of flexibility and change in your homeschool. You know, things don't always go as we have planned. You may have planned something and it just doesn't work well. As a homeschooling parent, I've learned, and I want to share with you, that you are learning and growing also as a parent / teacher with your child. And so you're figuring out what's going to work best for you and your kid. You're learning their unique learning styles, you're getting used to identifying how they best learn and will need to adjust and adapt to that. And so you're going to be learning a lot about them that you may not have known before, which is really beautiful. So be patient with yourself through this process and know that you will definitely get there. My other advice is don't try to do everything that everyone else is doing. Look to do things that you know your kids will enjoy, things that you enjoy doing. Now, of course, there's subjects that we don't like or prefer, or we may not be as strong in, and there's resources out there for us to get assistance and help in that. You have like your core curriculum, right? And so, make sure you take advantage of the resources that are out there. Give yourself the time that you need to grow into this new role, to grow into this new lifestyle that you have embraced with your child, or that you're going to be embracing. It's just like anything else, whether you're trying to lose weight, eat healthier, have a healthier diet and lifestyle change, whether you want to change your sleep habits and get up a little earlier. Those positive habits take a little time, sometimes 30, 60, even 90 days sometimes. And so be patient with yourself as you learn and adjust, and build in some time so that you can learn and grow and find resources and tools and find community to help you along your way and along your path. Okay? And just know that it's okay to change. If you start going one direction and doing something and it's not working very well, know it's okay to change. But also remember not to give up on something too quick. Sometimes it just takes a little perseverance with something until it clicks. I say this because I know when my kids were young, I breastfed my kids and I was about to give up after about 30 days, and it was like day 31 when it clicked. So you don't want to give up on something too soon. So be patient with yourself, persevere, but know at the same time you can make a change if you have to. I think that if there's one other thing that I want to emphasize and more on is just knowing that homeschool is different and unique for everyone. It does not have to look like what traditional school looks like. Know that it can ebb and flow with you, that you don't have to get it all done in one day. If you're like me and you're a planner and you get everything written down and you have it all organized, we have to remember these are kids that we are working with, and sometimes there are disruptions and sometimes there are delays. And this is what teachers deal with students in public school system. The amount of time that they're educating is significantly less than the amount of time they're actually in school for transition periods, for breaks, and things like that. So I would say to you to make sure that you account for that type of time in your planning also. But just know that if you don't get something done today, you can get it done the next day or on another day. I know in the beginning I would try to do everything and have a full day, and we literally were having a full school day for the first couple of days, and I was like, something is not right here. This is not working, because I knew I had read and I had heard that homeschooling for elementary age, which is what I am doing, which has been preschool, kindergarten, first grade, now second grade, it should be an hour and a half, maybe up to 2 hours or so. And I have 2 kids, so usually I do about 3.5 hours, because I'm bouncing back and forth and giving breaks and different things like that, and just to kind of make that work for our family. But just know that you will find your flow. And so it takes a little time to find your flow. Or you may schedule something, you may know yourself and be so in tune with your kids and everything, especially if you're continuing homeschooling, that you may already have identified a flow. But if you haven't identified a flow, that's okay. You will soon figure out what your flow is, and that way you can either block schedule your classes or your subjects, or one day we're doing this, another day we're doing that. So definitely have grace with yourself and give yourself the time necessary to do that. And you heard me mention about just the time, reminding you of the time that it takes to develop a new habit. And it can be a little while longer than maybe you really wanted, than maybe you had anticipated. And so those are some of the tips that I have for you. Oh, and one last thing I want to say for sure, which for me took me several months to figure out and to learn. And I am such a deep researcher, such a deep learner, and this like revelation finally hit me. And I don't know where I heard it or where I read it. I can't remember because I've read so much, but it was around the curriculum choices that I had made. And I think this would work with any curriculum, whether you are, making your own curriculum, or you're buying curriculum from a lot of different vendors, or if you're buying a box curriculum from one particular vendor, that this curriculum is created to serve you and your student. It's going to serve you and your child. And so make sure you use it that way. Make sure you don't let the curriculum run your school and run you. Sure, let it keep you on track, but it's a tool, it's a resource. And so it's okay if you don't follow it to the T. It's okay if you missed a page, but it's the same thing the next 3 days. You don't necessarily have to go back and do that page. You can just kind of pick up where you left off. So just make sure that you know to use your curriculum in a way that it's serving you, and that you don't get so caught up in trying to stay with a curriculum so specifically. I mean, I remember being in school and we would start our textbooks, and sometimes we'd never finish textbooks by the time the end of the year would come around, or we'd skip certain chapters in the textbooks, and jump around. And there was plenty of times where I remember where we just did not go from cover to cover. I hope that this really helps someone. And there are just a few little tips and a few little takeaways and a few things that I just kind of wanted to drop in the bucket for anyone out there continuing to homeschool, or maybe you're new and you're thinking about homeschooling and you're questioning your ability, your qualifications. How can I do this? And maybe this is just what you needed. And if it was, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Maybe this is just what you're needing to hear. I don't know, but I just jumped on here. I hadn't planned on doing a video today. Like I said, we just finished our first day back at homeschooling for my second official year. I use the word official because I unofficially was homeschooling probably for 2 years prior. I'd say I probably started when my oldest was 3. So officially this is my second year homeschooling. Unofficially maybe my 4th year homeschooling. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Be sure to check out some of my other homeschool videos that are listed. This month I'm trying to focus in and do kind of an educational content with school and everything revving back up. But I do look forward to bringing you a more variety of videos in the future. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.